Alright, so we're going to change some rear leaf spring shackles on a 2001 S10 Chevy little truck. So that's what we got there. First thing you're going to want to do is drop down your spare tire, and then obviously on this side I got to take the this rubber hanger off so I can kind of pull the muffler down a little bit, and we can try to get these bolts out. There's a little penetrating oil on there, and then we'll try to you can take the hangers down the front too if you need a little bit more. I just kind of need to get in there a little more than I was. Alright, so these are 21mm bolts. Make sure you clean up all the rust off them so you can get the socket or wrench or whatever on easier. That way it doesn't pop off, depending on what yours look like. Alright, got the nuts off. Let's see if we can spin out these bolts. Turn the air on. With that one. 1. Two halves. Well, this one the bolt didn't come out, it's just tearing the inner sleeve, so this one's junk, we'll have to change that. Try to get it spinning so we can get it out. So I have these, I got both bushings. I got them from Advance. There was some controversy about this lower bushing being too small. So what somebody had said was leave the outside ring in here and the bushing that they sell will fit inside the outside ring. So just get the center section out and then the rubber part out and leave the ring in there is what somebody was saying. So we'll see how that goes, but keep that in mind that that might be a problem. So it was in the reviews on their website for that, for this bushing here. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm just kind of pushing on the bolt with these pliers while I turn it, so it kind of walks out. So you can use sockets and threaded rod and some washers and stuff. And I think I used like a half. I've done it in the past with a 1/2 inch threaded rod, and then you just put it through, and then you have it lined up. Your big washer plate on this side, and then you just use it as basically a forcing nut. The big washer over here, and you can press them in. And you can use like a big socket that's bigger than the bushing on the outside and do the same thing with the nut over here, and you can press them out. So you don't necessarily, I'm going to use a ball joint press to do this stuff, but I've done it with threaded rod before. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't have to buy special tools. It's just an alternative to it. So keep that in mind. And I would recommend having all these parts on hand just in case something doesn't work. So that's what you get. All right, so being this one is my primary concern, I'm gonna try to get this rubber out and see if that one will fit inside here, because there's a little bit of a size discrepancy with it. I mean, if I can't get that one in there, there's a little bit of a gap here. I might be able to heat this up and then bend it in a little bit more. And it also, I mean, it might be swelled up a little bit there too, where this was pressed in. It might have opened up a little. So I'm gonna dig this out and see what I got first. I'm just shoving the screwdriver up between there and kind of prying it out, and it ought to come out. I mean, once you rip that center ring out, you pretty much can't use it. So that's pretty easy. So we'll see what we got for a size and see if they'll match up to this other one. It's gonna be close. I mean, it might go in there. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. You know what, I think this actually has like a flare on this end and on this end, so I wonder if it's smaller in the middle than it is on this outside ring. Yeah, that's not going to go in there, so I got to get this ring out. So I might be able to use something like that with a little hook on there, or this guy here, some type of cutter. Got under there pretty good. I was just going where the curl ends there. Get a little gap in it. way, it's gonna be fun too. This is one of those not really fun jobs. Yeah. So, the part I had trouble with, as you can see, was the last little bit because of this bent down ring here. It didn't want to cut through. So basically, that's the part that I had trouble knocking out, but you saw how it went. So, oh yeah, we could press that in. So, let's see if I can. Let me get the camera to light up with my gloves. So that's the part number, SB335 for the lower section there. So I'll take the ball joint press and I'll press that in. But like I said, I mean, you can use a threaded rod. So if you get a threaded rod that diameter, a big washer or plate or something on this end, you just stick that in, put your threaded rod through it, big plate or washer on the back here, and then you just tighten it. I mean, you can use a long bolt if it's threaded all the way through, like a tap bolt or something. And then you could press that in with a threaded rod. You don't need a ball joint press, so, or some other type of press. So you can see this little gap here closed up once that went out, so you get the spring in there. That's how it closed to accept that bushing. So what we're gonna want to do is try to find a cup or something this size. Probably this guy. Yep. You want to make sure it's big enough that the bushing can pass through it, so you don't just bottom out on it. That in there. Check this out. See if this will fit on this side. As this works out for me here. The thing that's going to be a problem is this exhaust right in the way. All right, so I was trying to get those rubber bushings out, but I think I just pulled this down, put a wedge in there, so you should be good. Just make sure it don't spring back on you. I got it wedged up against that rivet and then up against here, so I think I should be good. I'll show you how I got it here. That's how it's all set up. So here's the bushing and the ball joint press, and I'm just gonna press it in until this is flush with this. Shouldn't take a ton of pressure. It's pretty easy going. Basically, if you use this scenario with a threaded rod, you'd be just turning it in just like this too. It might be harder getting it out with a threaded rod just because the way that this flange is on the outside of this bushing, it might keep you from getting anything in the way there or getting anything around it, because you got limited space here between this flange and the outside of the spring. So that'd be the only real concern. You might have to grind away this edge here. So there's that. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this upper one. It's kind of crappy. Probably best to change it. Snow dripping on there. I don't know. Some safety glasses on. That looks pretty rusted to it. I guess I'm gonna have the safety glasses on. Huh. All right, so I guess I'll try to change that just to show you how I do it, which will basically just be the same thing. I gotta somehow drive this out and then I'll press it in with the ball joint press as well. Same scenario. Just got to get it out. It's going to be the hard part. So the cup, same size. Guess that's where I get kind of lucky. Snap-on ones have this big flat plate on there, so I might be able to just drive it out with that. Maybe. Probably not. I'll get stuck in there. Alright, so I'm going to use this little guy and I'm going to knock out the core, or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to rip the rubber out like I did and knock it out with the air hammer if it doesn't come out. so I can get a washer outside. Let me look for a washer. I'll put a washer on there, something to grab a little better. Now, you know what I think will work? The nut that came off this bottom shackle here. That'll work all right, right? All right. See how this goes. Pop. That kind of scared me. That scared you? Scared me? I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah. Do the old subtle camera look to make sure it's on. So, pretty, I'll save that nut. We might use that again. We gotta move. Let's see if we just give it the old college try. Just the college try or the didn't go to college try? It's just oh man. When? Say when. How about that? There you go. Got a new one. Same thing. So this upper bushing isn't like the lower one. It's not pressed in all the way. You just have this flat spot here and the flat spot on the frame. So there's nothing in the middle that holds it. Alrighty.
Possibly good for Haley to see you.
Oh, sure.
Maybe she can actually help you. She's a mechanic, you know.
Yeah. I know. I'll put her in the other video. So, there's that. And that one's pressed in. So, put a shackle hanger up, and then we are done. So that's the part number for the leaf spring bracket kit. Comes with one of these doodads, bolts, and the top bushing. It does not come with the lower bushing. So, I don't know the exact torque spec. I believe it is 89 foot-pounds. That is what I'm going to go with. So, yes. So I suggest putting anti-seize on the bolts, just so they'll come out again if you need them to. This is a spray anti-seize. So. It's the northeast version of anti-seize, so you can cover large areas with it. So, the washer's on. Got a little twist in this one. Doesn't want to go in. Kidding me? Alright. So, when you torque these, you want the weight on the wheels, so the bushings are where they're going to sit. If you torque them up here, it's going to hold that center section, and then when you put it down, it's going to spin it and tear it right out. So you need to put the vehicle down before you torque these. And like I said, I think they're 89 inch-pounds, or not inch-pounds, 89 foot-pounds. But you might want to double check, because I don't exactly know. I saw that somewhere, and I don't know if it's correct or not. So like I said, check for yourself. But other than that, we'll just put our hanger back up here, and torque them down, and then you should be good. So I'm going to do the other side, and if that can help somebody, great. If not, let me know I did wrong, and I thank you for watching. Okay, go!
I think it's done.
No, it's not done. Is it done?
I think so.
Yep, so we're doing the other side. I'm only here for making the videos. This is who I make do all the work. Mush! Mush! There you go, a little more. Come on. Come on, tucka tucka. You'll know when you're there. Alright, you're probably there. You can stop now. So this side was equally as fun as the last side. I don't have to change the top one because I believe this side was already done, and that's why it was still in one piece when we got to it. But yeah, I hit my hand pretty good. So yeah, almost done. Alright, so we got it down on the ground, and we're going to torque these. I said I went to, well, I'm going to 90, because what's 1 pound between friends? I already got the top one. And voila, we are finished. And that is how you do that. Have fun.